Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage, and a garage full of two-stroke engines at the moment. I'm going to continue work on the Trabant because I have a little dream about going to the MOT this week, if possible, just to see if I have fixed everything that is needed to get it to pass the MOT, so I can start the process of importing and paying the tax on the Trabant. I'm going to fix some rust today, and actually I wasn't expecting, I was actually, but I bought this project because it didn't really need any welding, and that was nice because I had so much else that needed welding. But it does need a bit of welding, but it's really not that bad. But let me show you. But firstly, we have a two-stroke engine inside of here. We have one there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 two-stroke engines. Oh, and the chainsaw over there. 10 two-stroke engines in the garage at the moment. A proud moment. But well, let me show you the rust that I have found. One thing is this. Right down here, I could see this part of the hole from underneath. Now I actually cracked open the fender liner. I would like to take it completely off, but it seems as though I think some screws were screwed into here from the factory, and those have been painted over and are rusty. So I'm trying to fix it without taking it off because it could complicate things. So right now I have just opened it up till here. It was just glued on, and I think I got room enough to make a patch on this hole and then reconstruct this area and the flange right here that this one screws into. And then I also need to do a bit of fixing on the inner wheel arch right there, but it's not terrible. Then I found another one right there that I need to do something about. It's not that bad either, but it's there. And then the worst part, which I think is going to be the easiest to fix, is a bit of rust in the cross member right here. So I'm going to get to work with that. And when that is done, then I think the car is ready for an MOT. So I think I have fixed all the rust that needs to be fixed before the MOT, at least I hope so. I'm not massively proud of my work, I gotta say. It's all right in the bottom and in the cross member, because that's a very important bit. The other part, let me show you that. The other part around here was extremely difficult to fix proper because of the front wing. I really should have just taken the entire front wing off, but I couldn't really see how, and I think it could end up escalating quite a bit. Therefore, I could only pull it out like this, but I was afraid that I might crack it, so I didn't pull it out very far. Therefore, I did not have any more room to work on than this. It was a bit difficult when I had to grind and cut and weld in there. I also had to put a piece inside of here. That was it wasn't that bad actually, but I just wanted to get some new material in there. So no, it's not very pretty. Part of me would like to redo it, but it's not going to be right now. And the most important bit, I think this is all right for the MOT. I also did a little patch right there, not beautiful either. But down here, I think it turned out pretty well. So that's good. Hopefully this car is now ready for the MOT. And this time it is really a 50-50 chance. I expect something to be wrong because there is so much stuff to remember. And also this is an import car, so it has to go through a more thorough check, in my experience at least. And sometimes that can lead to some difficulties, but let's hope it's ready. It's not going according to plan. Well, I got the testing number plates for the car, and lucky for me, at the moment at least, I bought a set that lasts for 2 days. Then I started the car up and went on my way to the MOT station. Then I had then the car cut out, and I actually had to re-clean the carb. I'm not really sure what's going on there because the tank seems clean and all that. Anyway, that's running again. Then I realized that the handbrake was not nearly good enough for an MOT. So I went back here and tried to tighten it up. And as far as I know, this is what adjusts the brake shoes to the drums. So you have to adjust this out so it just barely touches the brake drum. This is adjusted from the back side. So I thought I could really quick just do that with the wheel still on it, of course. And then, this adjuster snapped off, and the same in the other side. So now I'm having a problem because, yes, I think I can get a new part, but I am not going to get a new part today or in the morning or anything like that. And I have number plates on the car right now that will last for the entire day tomorrow. It's not the end of the world, but it is money right out the window if this doesn't succeed. So I'm going to try to fix this. And this is the adjuster. As you can see, it's sheared off right here. This is supposed to be a nut that is screwed on to that stud. And then when it's tight, then the nut is welded so it doesn't just come loose when you try to turn it. What I'm going to try to do is to cut it down until that ledge right there. Then I'm going to try to drill a hole through it. So I drilled out the hole. My plan was actually to weld a new stud in, but I was expecting that to be difficult. But this one actually fell off when drilling, and unfortunately I didn't do a very good job at centering, but anyway, I need this ridge to work. Therefore, what I think is going to work is this small nut through here, and then this one, and then bolt it all back together, maybe with a double nut on the rear to jam it. It won't be very pretty, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to work just fine, at least until I get a new adjuster thingy, if they are available. But I think this will be just fine. I'm gonna try to fit it to the Trabant, and then let's see. So I got it all back together, and I also turned the spring around. I was told that was a good idea. It's not pretty, and it's quite tiny, so it will seize up quite quickly, I think. But this is just a temporary fix, but it's a good enough fix, I think, because it will work just fine. But next time it needs to be adjusted, I will have to change it. That could be a while, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna try to fit it back up and see if I can adjust it. So another late evening in Seaside Garage. Now I think the rear brakes are all right. They are dragging slightly, but I think that's a good thing. I have adjusted them to just slightly drag because these are new brake shoes, so they need to bed in. So I think it's a good idea to do it like this. And I hope they work. They spin. And if I pull the handbrake, they no longer spin. So I think that means it works. I did the same repair on the other side. I snapped one of those as well. I would like to order new, if I can find some, to replace these with for the next time, because it's not really adjustable at the moment from the outside. It's not working like it's supposed to, but as a temporary fix, it is perfectly all right, I think. If it passes the MOT, it is very much still a driving project or running project. There's a lot of things that needs to be done on this car, but I would like to get it through the MOT, because in Denmark, the system is like this. If you want to import a car to Denmark, you will have to pay some kind of tax. That is calculated depending on the years or the age of the car and some other stuff. I think on a car like this, it will be 40% of the new price and then some other things. So it should be cheap, because this car was really cheap back then. And even though 40% of the new price sounds like a lot, it doesn't take the inflation into consideration. Therefore, it should be rather cheap. I am expecting around a couple of €100 in tax for this. But to get that calculated and to pay that tax to get it into the Danish system, it has to pass the MOT. Don't ask me why, because it doesn't make sense in my head, because why not just pay the tax and then go to the MOT when it's ready, just so you know that everything is all right. The problem for me with this system is that I have to fix everything, then go to the MOT station, and then maybe something is wrong with the papers or something else, and then the car won't pass, and then I can't import it, even though I paid for all the spare parts and all that. So it's a bit funky system that I don't really like. Anyway, wish me luck. I'm gonna go to the MOT station tomorrow. So back from the MOT. And actually, we didn't even begin an MOT on this car because it's not even close to being ready, actually. I did get a brake test on the car, and the front brakes are all right. The rear brakes are not balanced correctly. It is actually around 35% uneven braking force on the rear. That's too much. I think 30 is the limit, and of course you would like less than that. Also, the handbrake is too weak still, so I need to fix the rear brakes. And I will have to try to get those adjusters because my do-it-yourself fix is not good enough, I think. But that was not the only thing. As you can see right now, the light is not working on one side. That's a new thing. The rear brake lights are not red enough in the glass. It's orange, so that won't work either. But the biggest issue actually is that the car runs all rightish, but if it cuts out, it will be almost impossible to restart. It's a new problem. It's that it has developed, and I really don't know what is really causing it. It's very problematic, and it's not possible to pass an MOT in Denmark with a car that can't start, and we didn't want to put it on the lift because in case it wouldn't restart, then I would take up the entire MOT station with a car with slightly dragging rear brakes that won't start. So anyway, I will try to restart the car and then show you something that I found. If I can start the car, because it is exactly this is what is giving it a lot of difficulties at the moment. A restart after a short run. Nope. So I'm just going to try to explain it because it won't restart just as it's been doing all day. And I have been struggling with this issue all day. And I think very often I find the cause, and then it works perfectly for a couple of times. And then whenever I take a test ride, then it cuts out and won't restart, and then I'm parked somewhere. But what I did discover, which is a bit worrying, I can put my hand over the intake even without the neck on it, and it will keep running. So this engine is drawing in some air from somewhere else, which in my opinion also explains the hard starting, because then it won't suck the fuel mixture in. I'm pretty sure that it's not from the flange, because I have checked that multiple times now, and yeah, it seems very tight. It could be from the shaft in the carb, but nothing happens when I spray anything on there with the engine running. The last thing is the crankshaft seals, and that could be the issue. That is a bit more involved. It's an engine out job and teardown, I think, because there's one at the gearbox side and one at the other side. So yeah. And the last thing is, it seems as though I will need new tires for it, because it got some cracks. I actually forgot about those. That's a bit expensive. So this project could be put a little bit on the back burner just to gather my strength. But it was a lot of fun to drive the Trabant. That was nice. But I think it will be a while before I can do so every day. So after checking out Trabant World and other sites with spare parts for the Trabant, I realized that I'm actually going to struggle to get some of the stuff that I need. I showed you the small adjusters that I tried to fix. I would like to change those. I need 4 of those. I can't find them anywhere. And also the rear light lenses are worn out. They are no longer red. They are actually orange. That is no good. That won't pass the MOT, and I cannot get them either. Maybe I can dye them, I don't know. So I think this Trabant project is going to the back burner for a while now. I just messed a little bit with the timing. Actually, right now it starts up pretty well. So maybe it's not the carb that's the issue. Maybe the ignition just needs an overhaul. I haven't looked much into that, but I am slightly worried about why the engine doesn't cut out when I block the intake. That's weird. But yeah. Anyway, if some of you watching this video knows where I can get those adjusters or rear lenses for this car, then please message me, because I'm going to need that. And yeah, the Trabant will be back, but it will be a while, I think. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.